Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me again for another one of our daily reflections. My name is Ed Trevors. I'm an Anglican priest in the Diocese of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. I get to serve in the beautiful town of Shelburne, Nova Scotia, in the awesome parish of Christchurch Shelburne that sits on the ancestral and on the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. And today, I want to tell you about a video that I watched. I watched this a long time ago. As some of you may know, I am a sailor as well as a priest. And a couple of years ago, when I first decided that I was going to make this a thing for me, that I decided that I was going to sail in regattas and in competitions, I realized that I needed to get in shape. I was well over 250 pounds in a boat that was built for people that are about 180 pounds. I'm a big guy. I'm over 6'3", but I was still way too heavy, and I was wildly out of shape. So I did what everybody does. I looked around YouTube, and I found this guy, Jeff Cavaliere at athleanx.com. And I love the guy. I fell in love with the guy. He's awesome. And one of the things he said, though, in one of his videos, and that's what I really want to talk to you about today, because it really applies itself far beyond being in physical condition and diet. I think what he says in this video actually can apply to just about everything in life that you want to do. Anyway, in this video, and I'll include the link in the comments below, he talks about our diet. Not being on a diet of trying to lose weight, but rather what it is we actually put into our mouth, our meals. What he says in this video, he says a lot of really good things in this video, but the thing that I took that was most important were these three words. He said, your meals can be fast, good, or cheap. Now, it can be two of those things. But it can't be all three. It can't be good, fast, and cheap. Your meal could be good and fast, in which case it's going to cost you a lot of money. Okay? Your meal can be good and cheap, but it's going to take you a lot of time. Your meal can be fast and cheap, but it isn't going to be good for you. What those wise words told me as I applied them to other things in my life was that's true for all change. That's true for anything that I want to do in this life. I can do it good and I can do it fast. It's not going to be cheap. I can do it fast and I can do it cheap. It's not going to be good. I can do it good and cheap, but it isn't going to be. I can do it good and fast. It isn't going to be cheap. I can do it good and cheap, but it isn't going to be good. I can do it cheap and fast. You get the point. What I'm getting at is this. I spend a lot of time trying to do things. And when I do those things, when I launch a project in our ministry here, or when I'm looking at building something, or when I'm working out, or I'm thinking about next season's regattas, or I'm looking at the next play that I'm writing, or the next book that I'm writing, or whatever the case might be, I personally have a desire to do things quickly. I don't like waiting. I also have certain constraints. I'm a parish priest in a small town. I don't have a lot of money. Those two things don't generally lend themselves to doing good work. And when I apply Jeff's words to this, it makes perfect sense. Right? Now, I get it. You could be seeing this, well, it's a kind of a flippant statement. But it's not. It's a statement of wisdom that prepares us to do the things we need to do in order to achieve the things we want to achieve. All of us want to achieve something good. All of us want to achieve something good. None of us want to do something and do it badly. None of us want to build something and build crap. I don't know anybody that goes, I can't wait to build something and build the worst piece of junk I've ever seen. It's not who we are. We want to do it well because we do. All of us take pride in what we've set our minds to. We take pride in achievement. We take pride in doing a good job. And if we want to do a good job, then we have to choose that we can either do it fast, but spend a lot of money on it, or we can do it cheaply, but spend a lot of time on it. Neither one is worse than the other, but both of them are required. They're both required. This may not sound like I'm giving you a whole lot of hope. And the truth is, if you want to do things that are good, fast, and cheap, I'm not giving you any hope. That's just not how life is going to unroll for you. It's not how life is going to unfold. There may be times where it feels that way, but in the long run, it doesn't end up being that way. I want us together to set our minds in that place where when we choose to do something, we know everything that's going to be required. We know that it's going to cost us time. We know that it's going to cost us money. We know that we set our minds to doing that good job, right? Having an understanding of what it's going to take to see the change we want to see in our lives is incredibly important for us to continue down this path. If we have an expectation that we can do good work cheap and fast, we're going to fail, right? Our expectations are going to be dashed. It's either going to cost us more than we anticipated, or it's going to cost us way more time than we anticipated. Either way, we end up giving up. And I don't want to see you give up. So let's set our brains to doing what is required, spending what is required to make sure that we do the absolute best we possibly can. In the comments below, let me know if you're working on any projects. Let me know what you've experienced when you've done your best work. Was it cheap? Was it fast? May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up His countenance upon you, and may you know the peace of being in God's presence. And I pray that as you and I move forward together in making this world and ourselves better people, that we'll get used to doing that work so that we can feel the rewards of doing a good job. Amen.